What's going on, everybody? So it has been a minute since I talked about the Steam Deck without mentioning or featuring it in any other video about any other handheld. And I just wanted to make a general statement about the Steam Deck and exactly just how important it is in the current state for video games, handhelds, consoles, and just gaming in general. The Steam Deck, in my opinion, is the golden standard and what you should look at for being one of the best handhelds, if not the best handheld in this generation. But it's not exactly the reason you would assume why I call it the golden standard. It's been almost 2 years since the Steam Deck released, and I honestly can't believe it. There have been so many handhelds that came out during that time, especially from Aya Neo and 1X Player. But more notably, now we have Windows handhelds with AMD chips, just like the Steam Deck, and handhelds like the MSI Claw that have an Intel chip, as well as that 1X Player X1. With handhelds evolving, gamers and handheld enthusiasts need something to look up to and to look forward to, which means they need some kind of standard and just overall minimum benchmark. And I believe that the Steam Deck is the perfect minimum benchmark that all handheld gamers can look at to truly know if the game will work for their current handhelds, which are evolving every single month and year. And of course, while playing on something like an ROG Ally myself, I usually look in to see, out of curiosity and most importantly, out of my standards, mainly to see if the game I wanted to play on my ROG Ally works on the Steam Deck as well. Because if it works on the Steam Deck, then that means it's probably going to work better on the ROG Ally. If not, it's at least going to be stable enough on it. If I see that a game doesn't work on the Steam Deck, I'm not exactly surprised because Proton is kind of complicated, but I take note of that and I tend to try those games with a grain of salt while trying them on my ROG Ally, like with games like Returnal and Alan Wake 2. Those games are still being perfectly optimized over time to work as best as they can with the Steam Deck, as well as the ROG Ally, Legion Go, as well as the MSI Claw if anybody cares about that handheld. Nobody's talking about it and it apparently already released. I haven't really checked to see if that handheld released yet, but I'm probably gonna get it, to be honest, because I've been looking forward to an Intel handheld for a very long time. Now, of course, you probably noticed that I moved on from the Steam Deck, but I still regularly check Steam Deck news to see how it's doing, because in the future, I am definitely going to pick up a Steam Deck 2 whenever that does drop. But this video isn't about why I gave up my Steam Deck. I already had plenty of videos about those reasons. This is about why I look at the Steam Deck as the golden standard. And the main reason why I look at it as the golden standard is because it's just the golden standard right now. Everybody is looking at the Steam Deck. All eyes are on this handheld because it's doing everything the best. It might not be the most powerful, might not be the fastest, might not be the smallest, but it's doing everything in the best possible way. And Valve is supporting the Steam Deck to a ridiculous degree all the time. And you can't help but just give respect to that fact. And I 150% respect Valve for everything they've done with the Steam Deck, setting this precedent in such a profound way to give future handhelds their sort of Marvel Jesus. It's only saying the least to say that the Steam Deck, without any kind of doubt, has made a huge mark on PC gaming, handhelds, and just the gaming industry in general. You have developers even mentioning the Steam Deck before they release a title now. Just like with the Nintendo Switch, a lot of people were asking if certain titles would be ported to it. But now people are asking if that certain Steam title is going to work very well with the Steam Deck as well. And I think it's safe to say that the Steam Deck is a staple when it comes to any kind of PC build now. If a Steam title works with the Steam Deck, then most likely it's going to work with your PC build or your newer, faster handhelds like the ROG Ally and Legion Go. But looking further into why it's the standard, Valve support isn't the only reason why. It's the fact that they dedicated an AMD CPU just for the Steam Deck. More handhelds should do this in the future. Of course, Intel is optimizing CPUs to work better with handhelds, as well as the Z1 Extreme by AMD. But those CPUs weren't specifically tailored for the handhelds they were installed in, or for the operating system that supports them. Right now, Windows 11 isn't really the best operating system to use with a handheld device, like the ROG Ally, Legion Go, and MSI Claw. Admittedly, that operating system specifically sometimes is just kind of the worst. And not even I can deny that Windows 11 has a long road ahead of it in terms of optimizing itself enough for a handheld device like the ones that came out this year. And Microsoft seems to be working on some kind of handheld version of Windows, but right now that just seems like a myth. I'm hoping that it comes out within this year or possibly the next, because if that's the case, then the Windows 11 operating system could possibly work just as well as Steam OS, maybe sometime in the distant future, but so far Steam OS seems to be the best in terms of handheld gaming. Its optimization is unmatched, and as well as that AMD chip in the Steam Deck being tailored for the handheld device, its operating system is also specially made for the Steam Deck. And I'm hoping that if there is a handheld version or a slightly customizable version of Windows 11, then certain companies like MSI, Asus, and Lenovo can hopefully sometime in the future customize Windows 11 enough to work and be a lot more optimized for their handhelds and possibly even laptops. But right now, Windows is like a stubborn older brother that wants to stick to their ways and just not listen to their little siblings. And I kind of understand that security is the most important thing when it comes to Windows 11 and Microsoft right now, and possibly for the rest of its lifespan. But they have to realize that putting security over anything else, especially usability and just ease of use, is something that Windows and Microsoft are paying for daily, monthly, and yearly. It's a big shame that Windows 11, and overall, hopefully in the near future, we'll see some kind of optimization near the amount of work that Valve put into Steam OS and the Steam Deck. Of course, it also has a long road ahead of it, but it's good to see that a lot of people are looking towards the Steam Deck to see if their games would even work on their current handhelds. I'm not just some mindless user that buys a game thinking that it's automatically going to work with my ROG Ally based on nothing. I look to see if the game works with Steam Deck first and foremost, because the Steam Deck did it first and it did it best. And in terms of compatibility, I know that more games will work with a Windows handheld, but the hardware matters too. I know that handhelds like Lenovo Legion Go, MSI Claw, and ROG Ally are at least 2 times more powerful than the Steam Deck can ever be currently. But given the thermals, architecture, and capabilities of the Steam Deck, I'm not throwing caution to the wind just yet when it comes to handheld PCs. So far, everything does work at least 2 times better than they do on the Steam Deck for the most part, but the Steam Deck did give a very good idea on exactly how handheld PCs are going to work in the future. And in terms of how it operates and how well it's made for Steam games and just any PC game in general, it's clear that other companies like Asus, MSI, and Lenovo are taking a lot of notes from Valve, and they do highly respect them, and they just want to do the same thing just as good. And if they want to do it just as good, just continue taking notes. And I hope these companies do recognize that the Steam Deck is the golden standard in terms of handheld PCs. It is something you should strive to become just like, or at least similar to. I'm hoping that Windows 11 gets up to a certain level in par with SteamOS to at least some degree. Right now, SteamOS is a lot more user-friendly, but of course, in terms of compatibility, Windows 11 takes the cake. But it's just great to see some of these companies taking notes and delivering handheld PCs to the best of their abilities. But yeah, I just wanted to talk very quickly about this. In terms of the future of the Steam Deck, I'm not sure what it could possibly be, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are stumped as to what Valve can do next. I just think they should do whatever they think is right, because so far what they think is right is just that. They're going in the right direction, and I hope they keep going in that direction, so other handheld PCs can follow and other companies can continue to take notes, as well as just me Googling exactly what are the best games for the Steam Deck so I can play it possibly even better on my Windows handheld devices. And hopefully sometime soon I will have the MSI Claw so I can test that out as well. So I can continue to look at the Steam Deck as the golden standard for being the best handheld PC that plays the best games so far. But of course, even though it is the standard for handheld PCs in the world currently, that's still not going to enable me to pick up a Steam Deck or change my mind about it. The Steam Deck has a long ways to go in terms of compatibility. It can play a lot of games so far, but right now it can only play about 1/3 of my entire library that I purchased. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the current state of Steam Deck and how it is absolutely the golden standard of all handheld PCs currently. Do you own a Steam Deck or do you own any other handheld handheld PC out there. I think if Valve keeps going in the direction that they're going, these handheld PCs will continue to thrive, advance, and progress even further. I think that handheld PCs are a natural evolution of just PC gaming in general. Of course, having the entire desktop experience readily available for you is a great thing, but sometimes people want simplicity, and the Steam Deck offers both a desktop experience and the simplicity of console gaming on the go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a good one. Later.